like Baltimore, very much involved in the AFC North. NFC North is a wild scramble. This game featured a play which is going to be discussed by us and certainly the league as DK Metcalf takes a swipe at a fan. Thankfully, it doesn't land, but the NFL can't weigh in on a disqualification because there was no flag thrown. So he continues on, and in this game, it's 3-3. Isaac to Slaw. This young man has made some tough catches all season long and makes another one. It's 10-3. Late in the half, this is the play I started the show with, because not only is it a remarkable catch for a touchdown, you see the clock. There's very little time, and Rodgers throws it up. Alex Anzalone is flagged for PI. That's declined, obviously, because Kenneth Gainwell has his hand underneath the ball. It never hits the deck. He's never touched down once he has it. And in the blink of an eye, this game, 10-10. It's now 15-10. Steelers leading. Toss to Jaylen Warren. He picks up a seal, and then there's a burst of speed, and he's gone. Still a lot of time, but this Detroit Lion team, who's got to win games to make it, is in trouble. 4th and 2, of course they're going for it. And Jared Goff hits Khalif Raymond. Touchdown, and it's a 5-point game. Ensuing Steelers drive. Warren, who had 143 on just 14 carries, and he's done it again. Second touchdown makes it 29-17. The Lions offense can score in a hurry. We know that, particularly indoors. The fast track, and that's a fast man. Jamison Williams, gain of 21 on 3rd and 10. Now it's Jahmyr Gibbs with his 48th career touchdown, breaks a tie with Barry Sanders for the most by any player in his first 3 seasons in NFL history. So now it's just a 5-point game. You always hear about a 4-minute drill, right? Can you exhaust 4 minutes of clock? This is a huge play because Rodgers, with the Lions would have had to decide, do we want to call a timeout? When he throws it, could have gotten to the 2-minute warning. It's fine. You got one of the best kickers in the game. It's Chris Boswell from the right hash, inside, but it's hooking right and doink. It's off the upright. That would have made it an 8-point game. No one can believe it because the man's basically automatic. Now it's Detroit, who's got to go the length of the field for not a field goal, but a touchdown. It's a 4th and 2 toss. Looking for Jamison Williams, but it's incomplete, and it's fractionally early, but that left hand, Kyle Duggar, is flagged. Lions stay on the field. Now it's St. Brown, as his coach calls him, Amon-Ra, gain of 24. And they are driving. They've got plenty of time. They've got a lot of tricks in the bag down there. They run a pick play. Everybody does, but this one gets called. Touchdown, St. Brown. I guess you got to be a little more subtle. Could they let it go? I see Tim's wincing. They throw the flag. So now it's 3rd and goal. It's a Slaw here, climbing the ladder. I told you earlier about all the tough catches he's made. This would have been another one. He's got his hands on it several times. Would have been a heck of a grab. Couldn't make the catch. Now it's 4th and goal. Detroit wouldn't be eliminated with a loss, but man, they've got to have it. St. Brown, he's trying to get rid of it. Pittsburgh kind of looks like they're giving up on the play. Goff is in after a lengthy review, and you're wondering, what are they talking about? It turns out what they're talking about is they called touchdown on the field, but called that offensive pass interference. And with the extension, I guess, of the hands, they call PI. That wipes off the touchdown. Reaction from both sides, beginning with that man, Aaron Rodgers.
I was trying to read Carl's lips and see what he was saying, and I saw him mouth OPI, end of the game. So I felt pretty confident that was what was going to happen, but you never know. It's more time, and like I said, I was there for the Hail Mary game. I was standing from me to you, from the replacement refs as they caved to the pressure of an angry Seattle field.
The intervention I saw from those refs late in that game, I've never seen 2 offensive PIs to lose a game like that. It sucks because there's no change in it. You know what? I can hear all I want about the call, and but the fact is, it's the result.
We're big boys in this league, man. Pull your pants up and you go to work. And, you can't feel sorry for yourself. It doesn't mean it doesn't sting. It doesn't feel bad. But we have nobody to blame but ourselves. I mean, it's on us, and it's also on us to finish. We got 2 to go.
And that might be a wrap. Tim, that last possession feels like a microcosm of an entire Lions season wrapped up into one sequence. What do you make of the end of that game?
Yeah, here's what I would say for them. Kansas City probably the most disappointing, season in terms of expectation. I think right behind them is the Detroit Lions. Now, the changes that the Lions had, lost both coordinators heading into this, season after last year. And I think it showed up. You saw Dan Campbell take over the offensive play calling at some point during the season. And then you look at, as you said, kind of plays at the end of this game where you're like, oh, hey, they're right there. A little bit like you were talking about with Baltimore. Hey, this is the Lions. This is Jared Goff. He's taken teams to, the Super Bowl before. They're going to get it figured out, and they just don't. You have 2, wide receiver screens that are inches away from scoring. You have an offensive pass interference that takes back a touchdown. A drop, then you have another offensive, pass interference. It just was kind of not getting out of your own way a little bit.
They're the only team to have 2 offensive pass interference penalties enforced against them in the last 30 seconds of the game in the last 30 years. And if you just look at the trajectory, or I guess the trajectory implies you're going up, but it's the slide, if you will. You got the lead against San Francisco in the NFC Championship game 2 seasons ago. Last year, you're the 1 seed. You lose in the first game at home against Washington. And now you're in real danger, odds heavily against you making the playoffs. So with that, I'm asking this result, what feels more significant in your estimation? Pittsburgh winning, and I'm not diminishing that, sure, or Detroit losing?
Detroit losing, because I think that Dan Campbell's probably going to have to, reevaluate the aggressive nature all of the time.
You think so?
I do, because they lost games this year because of it.
Mm-hmm.
You think of the Philadelphia game.
0 for 5.
If you're not so crazy going for it, then you maybe have a little bit of cushion to lose a tight game late in the year and still be in the hunt in terms of making the playoffs. I think at a minimum, you've got to evaluate it and say, are we actually putting our team in the best chance to win by being overly aggressive?
The positives for Pittsburgh are obvious. You now are, particularly with the Baltimore result tonight, cooked into it. You're in charge here, and Mike Tomlin will have yet another non-losing season, the longest tenured coach that everybody was chanting to fire a few weeks ago with Buffalo in town. That's the positive. The negative is obvious, and it's what happened with DK Metcalf. And this is one of those things that as soon as it happens, social media has got the moment there, and I would caution